Yo, what's going on? We back in another episode of the Hench Spot Podcast, man. I got a crew with me. I got Jada.
Yep.
I got Jay.
What's good with you?
I got Tough.
What's poppin'?
I got Luis.
Hashtag re-sign Wesley Matthews.
No. Anyway, we not even gonna get into that.
You gotta re-sign him.
How y'all feeling? How everybody
Like
feeling?
we gotta re-sign Wesley Matthews.
Episode 3. Hey, wait, before we get into everything, I just want to say, I was right about that net series. I'm not gonna say why because we're gonna talk about it later in the show, but I predicted that whole thing. Really, it just feels good to be right. You know what I'm saying? So,
Didn't we all pick the Nets?
Nah,
I picked the Bucks.
The reason why I picked the Nets.
I picked the Nets because of an agenda.
I said Bucks and 6.
James Harden. And went the other way.
Dumbass said Bucks and 6. I know damn well the Bucks isn't hooping like that.
I think the biggest series we could talk about from Tough and Jaden's perspective is the Clippers and the Jazz. What did we have last week? Hold on, before we talk about it, what did everybody say?
We didn't predict because Clippers were playing.
We didn't predict, yeah.
Oh, right, because the Clippers, because they were playing the Mavericks. Yeah. Well, I know ain't none of us expected to go like this, so what we thinking about that series?
I love it. This has been great basketball so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the one thing I really wanted to point out is that Mike Conley's been announced that he's going to be out for Game 3 tonight.
Yeah.
But the Jazz have been playing this good without him, So that's the thing that really impressed me. I thought we were going to fall off a bit and struggle, even without the other play making from everyone else. Everyone else on the team has managed to step up.
Yeah.
And Paul George, and one of the big ones is Paul George has vanished. And it's not like
Joe
Ingles. Last year. Like he is, and it's honestly like really concerning because it's not like last year or like even in the last series how it's like he would just pop away, but he would still be playing like really good defense. Like in Game 2, Jordan Clarkson was hitting step backs and shit on him. It's like nobody is afraid. It's like Paul George has definitely regressed on defense. No one's afraid to go at him anymore.
Yeah, I don't know though, because I feel like in the last series, like Game 1 through whatever, like he was like elite on defense to me. And then he had that one game where he wasn't getting it in on offense, and he was like clamping everybody up. So I'm like, okay, he's still like contributing on like other sides of the floor, but like, like he be in these games, and I check my phone, bro, and I look at the timeline, and all I see is Paul George. Pandemic P, I'm like, bro, he's tweaking again. So hopefully he could come out in this game.
And last series, PG was really good at everything except shooting threes. And now this series, everything just went down. The shooting threes still remain bad, and now the rest of his game is digressed. And
the crazy thing is in Game 2, he had 27, 10, and like 5, I think. And he shot a little bit below 50%. But the thing that you rely on Paul George is his perimeter defense, especially when you're playing against someone as talented as Donovan Mitchell on the perimeter and someone who can get hot pretty much out of nowhere like Jordan Clarkson, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson is different though. He just
Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is something, man.
From my perspective as a Clippers fan, I don't feel too. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. I don't think, cause even like with all like the Paul George talk, how he's been like. He's not stepping up in big moments and stuff like that. He's not hitting the big shots or like the shots we need him to hit.
48 minutes in Game 2, by the way.
Yeah, but he's not hitting the shots that he needs to hit in order for us to be great. But I'm not too worried about it because like Kawhi hasn't really turned it on. PG like even outside of that, like in the last series. When they needed him to like make a bucket or like go on a run or something, he'll step up. So I'm not too worried about him. I know it's gonna start falling at some point.
Can we talk about the very last second of Game 2? What happened?
What you mean?
He blew out
neither of them took the shot. Him nor
Kawhi. Game 1? Oh, you talking about Game 1?
Game 1? My fault. Yeah, you're right.
And they had a timeout.
So basically,
that was also a great defense from the Jazz.
Basically,
good defense on that play.
Good defensive possession, but that shot, like when Paul George came over, I think from the bottom of the court, the bottom of the screen to he came over the screen, right? And you can see him start to turn towards the hoop, and then he passes out.
Yeah,
that should have been his shot.
Yeah, it should have been because he just
panicked.
Right.
He
But
just
they had a timeout and they could have taken that
Like,
timeout.
there's no way
nah.
Marcus Morris should be taking
I
that
don't
shot.
see the thing about the timeout was like I don't feel like the timeout would have mattered because we've seen Ty Lue call a damn out of bounds play. That shit wasn't getting nobody open. But like even outside of like the timeout or whatever, like I think it was smart that he let him play on because they did get a good shot. It's just PG passed out of it. Kawhi also tripped. It's also like PG just hit a big shot. He hit a three to go down. They're down three now. They just got to stop. So PG should have all the confidence in the world to shoot that and miss, make, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as he shoots it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I see. Is that if that pass, if I'm the coach and I see that pass go to Marcus Morris, I'm calling that timeout and I'm saying one of you got to shoot the ball because you're those guys. They're the guys. They got to take that shot. They got to know that that's their shot. You can't just move the ball. If you're getting, you don't care if you're getting double team. You got to take that damn shot. You're that guy.
And that's been my main problem with Paul George and like this whole playoff run is like he's I don't know, he acting like a role player. Like he's standing in the corner half the possessions. When he has the ball, he's looking to pass. And like I understand they want him to be like in a more of a point guard role and like get his teammates involved and shit, but it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. He's supposed to be downhill attacking because as much as Rudy Gobert is a great rim protector, whatever, defensive player of the year 3 times, clap it up for him. But Paul George can score on him. Like we acting like Paul George is acting like he's not a superstar in this league still. And that's my main problem with how he's played. Like even he had one of the worst good games of the playoffs I've ever seen. Like you don't see somebody have 27, 10, and 6 on 40% shooting and still be talking about pandemic. Like that man is
those this playoffs.
Like and so I'm not too worried about it. Cause if he wants to come out aggressive, this is why I'm not worried about the series. The Jazz cannot stop Kawhi and PG. They can't. Like they literally can't. And so that's why I'm not worried about it. But like they also have to turn it on. And you never know. Kawhi, of course, he's probably gonna turn it on. But you don't know about PG. So you just gotta hope that PG eventually steps up. Shout out Reggie Jackson carrying the team. Big 29.
Crazy.
Big 29. On 11 to 19.
I was gonna mention about them is that the Clippers. It never seems like the Clippers are out of the game. Like the entire time you watch those games.
No, both those games were close.
They play like you see Kawhi and you see PG not playing like they should be, and they're still down by 8 or like 5. It's like if they turn it on, they can win a game. It's easy.
But that's the thing. I want to give a notice to this is Luke Kennard. He shot like 90% in game 1.
Yeah. He only took one shot at game 2.
The role players, because the role players are making up for where these guys are.
Yep.
Like there's in no normal sense can you get away with Paul George shooting 4 for 17 in games that close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys are stepping up and filling in the blanks for these two. So what happens when Luke Kennard goes back down to earth?
See,
what happens when Reggie Jackson is just a starting?
No longer.
I don't know if Reggie Jackson's ever gonna. Oh, let me let you
And the
finish.
thing that really scares me is, at least obviously I'm happy for it because he's on the court and he makes the Clippers a worse team, is Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley is the 4th best guard on that team, and he got 21 minutes the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ty Lue
0 for 5.
Ty Lue said Terrence Mann is out of the rotation. I have a problem with that. But back to what I was gonna interject with. Like Luke Kennard and those guys, I don't think Reggie Jackson's ever gonna regress. I don't know. He just seemed like he ready for this shit. So I don't think he ready to fade away. But Luke Kennard and them, once PG, because the only reason Luke Kennard is in, this is why I say Ty Lue is coaching his ass off right now. The only reason Luke Kennard is in is because PG and Kawhi aren't hitting threes. Marcus Morris isn't hitting threes. Nick Batum isn't hitting threes. Like that's the only reason why Luke Kennard was even in. So once those guys start actually shooting well, you don't have to have Luke Kennard in guarding Donovan Mitchell at the end of games. So
if that's the case, then why is Patrick Beverley playing? Even without Terrence Mann in the rotation, Patrick Beverley shouldn't be playing.
Hey man, I am not the coach, but he's also the thing is
I would say
he's trying to
Oh, go ahead.
Ty Lue he's trying to coach them out like into wins, and like the only way he could do that is by trying different lineups and all that. I think we played 19 new lineups in the first game. So like he's just trying different shit, throwing it at them, and then hoping it works. Cause Pat Bev shouldn't be playing in the fourth quarter. He shouldn't be. It should be Man or Rondo or something. Or he really shouldn't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm watching him play. I'm like, damn, why did I wish for this? So yeah, they need. That was also a problem game one. We didn't have Reggie Jackson in the fourth quarter because he fouled out. But yeah, I think like Ty Lue, he's like if you watch the games, like he's really coaching his ass off because and the only reason he's doing it is because PG and Kawhi aren't showing up. So he has to make adjustment after adjustment. Like he shouldn't be forced to play 11 deep when you got two of the best players in the world. Like you shouldn't.
I would like to say is like about like his coaching is that I think he does get a lot more heat than he deserves as a coach. But I will say it seems like he has like this somewhat bad habit of almost in big situations or moments in the playoffs is almost forgetting that he's a head coach. You know what I mean?
He does.
Almost like he just kind of falls into the flow of the game as like almost like as a fan and kind of forgets that he's coaching. I think that might have something to do with that. He's coached LeBron and he's coached now he has Kawhi, which is weird because you would think from someone who's been the head coach on 3 teams in the finals that you would kind of have gotten over that. He's not a first year coach anymore.
I kind of like that though. Like it's sometimes where it's like I feel that like he'd be like the whole timeout thing. I think that's like a part of it. Like I think he like real live like forgot.
Nah,
I feel like
no, cause
he was, like looking clueless.
No,
but I like that though.
The timeout should have been called after Paul George passed out.
Yeah, that's when you call a timeout. But like calling a timeout before all that happens, like he wants to, cause we got like the shot is there. Like the shot was there. They clearly had something in mind, cause you don't just randomly come on court and have your two best players set a screen for each other. Like that's not something you randomly do. So they thought about that beforehand. It's just I don't know.
A lot of teams do that now, where they just don't call a timeout.
Yeah.
That was
it's the same thing.
They ran the right play. Paul George just didn't shoot it.
Exactly, and it's the same thing that happened with the Bucks. Drew Holiday gets it, and he just goes up with it. Like it's not like you don't have to call a timeout there because most of the time it's a good thing not to because the defense can't set up.
But I was about to say, Jaden, you said after Paul George passed out, and I was gonna say let him rock. Like I don't know I forgot what coach it was. It was I'm finna sound like an old head. It was some old coach though, and he was like if they like I think it was somebody who coached the Pistons. Anyways, he was like if they messed up or whatever, like he would not call the timeout, and he was like, well, y'all made the mistake. Like I gave y'all the blueprint. Like Paul George had like I know we've been said it, but Paul George like had the shot in front of him and just didn't take it. If I'm Ty Lue, after he passed out, I'm letting it rock and I'm going to the locker room. Paul George, you made the mistake of passing the rock. I put y'all in position to make a play.
Because look, this is what I'm saying is look, if you I 100% agree. I think you don't in a normal situation you don't need to call a timeout because the second best player on your team is taking that shot, right? But when he passes out of a good shot, passes it to Kawhi trips, and then is forced to pass the ball into the corner, is now guarded by Rudy Gobert, call the timeout.
Yeah.
Marcus was 9 for 7 that game from 3. He was having a horrible game.
Yeah, and before that shot,
the crazy.
I think he finished 1 from 8. But he was shooting 1 for 7 before that. Marcus Morris shouldn't have been taking that last shot.
No, but Marcus Morris is hilarious because he caught the ball. He looked at Rudy Gobert. He didn't shoot it immediately, I don't think. He looked at Rudy Gobert, and then I think he tried to size up, step back in the corner over Rudy Gobert. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, he had time to pass the ball back and shit, like, but he didn't. I respect that, bro. At this point, as a Clippers fan, I respect Marcus Morris, man. He be on bullshit, but I respect
the league with his 3-pointers. He shot 48% from the field in the regular, or from 3 in the regular season.
He had an interview where he said
7 against the Mavs. He went like 7 for 8 from 3, and then he goes 1 for 8 the first game against the Jazz.
Yeah, he set a record-setting bro, he's been historic this whole season, just trash. And then he also said in an interview yeah, I wanted to be known that I'm one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. And then so I came out, I did that. And then I was like, okay, he got his swagger back or whatever. And then he comes out this series and it's the same shit. And I don't know. Maybe the Clippers are just repeating a cycle or something. But they need to wake up. Hopefully, usually this is when PG and Kawhi play their best, when they have a little bit of desperation. This is when the whole Clippers play their best, when they're a little bit desperate for something, because they didn't seem awake during those first 2 games.
I will say, bear in mind, is the difference between this Clippers team and the Mavericks team they just beat is that this is an actual basketball team. The Mavericks are Luka Doncic and then some random white guys we found in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get the ball away from Donovan Mitchell. This team's gonna beat you with the ball movement and all that. They can make plays.
And this is without. And the thing is that would concern me as someone who, if I were a Clippers fan, is that they're doing this without Mike Conley again.
Yeah. So
we know he's out tonight, but if game 4 comes around and the series is either 3-0 or 2-1.
But this also goes back to just with Ty Lue's coaching, he's trying to outcoach the Jazz, right? But he has he has 2 of the greatest wing players in the world right now. He shouldn't have to outcoach the damn Jazz. He has the better team, all that, and he has to outcoach them just to stay in the game. That don't make no damn sense. So it doesn't. So watching the Clippers, I'm like, if Kawhi and PG want to be great, they win every damn game. This series is 2-0. But if they don't, then we get it sent home. It's that simple. So
yeah.
So
it's looking like scary hours right now. They don't want it.
so that's why I'm not concerned.
I don't like it.
Right. This is why I'm not concerned. Because it still comes down to I'm betting on my best players to play great to win a game. That's it. Like the Jazz aren't. Like the Jazz aren't.
Clippers have Kawhi. They're still in it.
Like the Jazz aren't that crazy to where I'm concerned. Like they can't keep up with real star power. So I'm not
That's
really
a very
concerned.
Interesting statement to make.
What you mean?
I think we should. That's just really interesting. So I think we should. I think we got that series covered.
Yeah.
Game 3's on tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
We gotta go.
We ain't covered Donovan Mitchell. I just want to say shout out to him. He out there playing excellent.
Oh yeah. Donovan Mitchell.
I don't want to touch on him too much because I don't want to talk about this series the whole show. But that boy,
he's hooping.
Different, bro.
He hooping, man.
He's hooping.
Averaging 40 this series.
And it's crazy because I'm seeing it a lot. And I'm thinking about it, and it's his numbers, on regular season, don't really show you how good he is. He come in the playoffs every year, except his rookie year.
2 years against Houston.
When he played the Rockets. Yeah, when he played the Rockets, every time he's in the playoffs or in the off spread, the bubble this season before that, he out there just hooping, bro.
Yeah. He is.
Some superstar.
And this makes me think about something, and it's okay. They're the favorites. Can we all say that? Are they the favorites to win the chip, or come out the West to go to the final?
I would say the Suns.
It's still the Clippers.
Yes, it's still the Clippers.
Even though the Clippers don't got the best record,
they got it.
It's still people once the Lakers were out, I think people were just the Clippers. If the Clippers make it past the Mavericks, they're gonna make it to the West.
I don't know anymore. I think I've seen more Suns, Jazz propaganda. I know everybody overreacts when people lose. But I've seen a lot of that even before the Clippers were especially when the Clippers were down in the first series. I've seen a lot of nobody really chose the Clippers even after they won. I didn't really see a lot of that.
Hold on, let me see something real quick. I was gonna say obviously I know they're not the best the best measurement because it's the best measurement of who's the best teams, but I think the Clippers had the Clippers. So before the playoffs started, the Clippers were second in odds to win the Western Conference behind the Lakers. And by the way, the gap between it goes Lakers, Clippers, then Jazz, and the gap was between 2 and 3 was plus 275 to plus 800.
Okay, wait, fill me in. How did that work? Is that a lot?
That's a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's between.
I think if they get out of here, we could wrap up this series here. But if they get out of here, and they could take out the Jazz 6, 7, however many games, I think if Paul George is actually playing like he's 6'8" with a handle and can shoot, I think they take their way to the finals, and that's a good way to wrap up this series. But I want to save the Nets and the Bucks for last, so we could go ahead and get into Suns or in not Suns or Lakers, Suns and Nuggets or the East series. Which one y'all want to talk about?
Philly and what's it?
Hawks.
Atlanta. I think that's probably the best one left. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one for me because it's like they won game 1 with something crazy. They was out there like them niggas. Hey, shout out Taylor Rooks. She's so bad. Anyways, Taylor Rooks was like the whole Atlanta, bro. They was going crazy. It had Quavo and shit. But I mean, they got Embiid. He's playing like he's not on a torn meniscus. I think that whole injury was fake, actually.
Nah.
You think it was fake?
No. I thought it was fake because he came out and he didn't have a brace on or anything. So I'm like, what the hell?
There's no way he's playing that good on a
like,
slightly torn whatever, bro.
I thought they said he was gonna come out with a brace for game 1 and he just didn't have one.
I didn't see a brace I
don't think it's like a partially torn meniscus because you can see if you watch him, you can see he's in some type of pain, but it's not like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, meniscus isn't that bad in the first place, but you should have a brace on.
I was gonna say maybe it's a possibility that it is it is a meniscus tear, but possibly it's just an overreaction. You know what I mean?
But in the first place, meniscus tears is like a month maybe. It's not that bad. It's usually the only reason meniscus tears are like amplified is because you have to get surgery. But if you don't have to get surgery on your meniscus tear, like it's not that serious. Like you could sit out a month and be healthy. But it's like he sat out a week maybe and then came back no brace. I don't remember, but he sat out. It wasn't.
It definitely has been a week. You're right.
Yeah, because he didn't play game 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, he came out week later, no brace, no nothing, just vibes, and he was perfectly fine. So I was confused. I was like,
yeah, he's playing like the best big man in the league again. I'm watching him, bro. The play, it was the last game, and he like picked up the ball off the floor, get like turned around, spin through 2 defenders, and dunked it. I'm like, bro, what? There's no way he out there playing on a meniscus tear, bro. I'm like, what? And it was disrespectful too because he took it through their bodies, and I'm like, yo, like, what is he on?
I hope he could stay healthy though. Like, hopefully it isn't bad. Like, even with us seeing him and like. He doesn't look bad, so like hopefully it isn't bad because I want to see him play.
No, because he was playing.
I think everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, he's damn near put up 40 that first game.
That shit was crazy.
He playing excellent.
With there being Embiid, it could get bad any second.
Yeah,
that is true. He is very injury prone.
Yeah, that series is cooked though. It's been back to back blow up.
I mean, it was cooked. It was cooked after game 1.
The Sixers almost came back and won game 1.
Yeah, it was cooked when they came back 30. I was like, yeah, this shit cooked. This series is over. I was like,
they don't have the goods.
Like Trae Young.
Trae is their only guy.
And the thing that told me that this series was really over is when Ben Simmons was when Trae couldn't really consistently get the switches from Ben to a secondary defender.
Yeah.
And he was struggling in game 3. I was like, because I didn't get to watch most of it. Like I missed almost all of game 3, but I saw parts of it. And I saw the highlights and shit. And I was like, this is not good.
Yeah, if you watch that first half, you would be like, yeah, or you watch the first 3 quarters, you'd be like, Trae Young is playing awfully. But I don't know. At the end, I guess he stat padded for like 27.
I heard foul twerked, and then he got them.
Shit.
Shout out Shake Milton.
Oh yeah.
It was a 1-point game, right? And I'm at my graduation ceremony, and I put the game on. It's a 17-point game because of Shake Milton out of nowhere.
Hey. Hey, he was an early.
He was
in the year. He was a 6-man candidate.
Yeah, I don't know how he fell out the rotation.
He
hooping the whole year.
He went from 17 points when he started the year, and then I think in January he was averaging 14. I don't know what he finished the season.
Hey man. He.
Another point more is that Clint Capella for the Hawks has been getting basically shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's not that hard to guard Clint Capella.
No, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
But yeah.
Doesn't really do. I was gonna say, and the other thing is like Clint Capella doesn't really offer much, and obviously no one's stopping Embiid in the post, but he's seeming like he's even struggling just to slow him down.
I mean, game 1 he was doing a decent job, and game 2 a little bit.
That's what I was saying after game 2.
But still, like.
Well, you said he was holding down game 1.
No, not game 1. I meant game 2.
So, like his standards, he hasn't been rebounding well.
Yeah, I mean
that's true.
I think he can trick the league.
It's still crazy because he's still averaging like 10 rebounds a game. But
that's what I think happened. I think he just tricked the league. Everybody thought he was nice because the Knicks was out there playing like garbage, bro.
We don't got big man, bro.
He's not serious. He's not.
Dang, you said he an unserious player?
Clint Capella tricked the league.
Nah, tough. Like, I swear to God, I'm calling it. If this like the rest of this series, he gonna play garbage basketball, and I'm gonna be happy because I'm gonna be right again. You know what I'm saying?
You think he a pandemic salesman?
Dang.
I don't even know about pandemic. What's the lower tier? We gotta go a lower tier than pandemic because pandemic is like Paul. Like
he started Solomon Hill.
Dang.
That's nasty.
What?
He not even a pandemic salesman.
Forget they started getting.
Oh yeah. DeAndre Hunter, that's his name. DeAndre Hunter got hurt.
Yeah,
and he got hurt. He got ACL, I think.
That's nasty work. They started Gallinari.
So after game,
if they lose game 4, Solomon Hill diving at knees for game 5.
So
yeah, you know he's gonna be out of timing.
So they're trying to tell us that DeAndre Hunter made that much of a difference in this series. That
yeah, I mean, he's pretty good.
He's the difference between a 30-point blowout and.
Nah, I'm with you. They treat
still get blowouts.
It's partially because they're not that team, but it's also
this series would be so like it's not saying that he like if DeAndre Hunter was in the game they would be up 2-1 or 3-0 or anything, but like he's very important to what they do. He's very good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Think about their starting lineup. He's the best perimeter defender in that lineup. John Collins. I don't want John Collins playing defense at all.
Imagine if they had Cam Reddish still, if he didn't get hurt too.
Yeah.
They treat. I was about to say they're treating that injury with DeAndre Hunter. How everybody treated the injury when Dante DiVincenzo got hurt for the Bucks. Like, bro, like they're solid. Like they could both play defense, but like that nigga's not Tony Allen. Like,
nah, but it does in terms of X and O's. It does like change. It does alter the series, but still, like it's like how
the difference is DeAndre Hunter was a starter.
Hunter,
like
the average is about 17.
One of the best shooters.
It's like
they're getting cooked, bro.
It's like how the Clippers, if they had Surge, they could do a little bit more. Like it's not. It doesn't. It's not.
I think I was gonna say, but like the equivalent to like the them losing DeAndre Hunter would be like if Marcus Morris wasn't in for the Clippers no more.
Yeah.
Like he's that important. Yeah. Like the Clippers can't really do what they do without Marcus Morris.
Exactly, and we're seeing that the Clippers.
He's supposed to guard like Tobias Harris. He's supposed to get guys like that.
Yeah. So
that's what you would have on me.
So
22.
Yeah, and then Ben Simmons was getting aggressive at one point in the third. He's like
trying to hit that what's it called? That South Bay.
Hey man. Hey man.
Whoa.
Hey, he was getting aggressive and he was actually like playing like a number one pick, like not a role player, but like
goddamn time.
He was playing up to potential for once in his life, and like he was going by people. The crazy thing to me is he's always guarded by like the third best player. Or not the third best, like their third best defender. And usually that's like the worst. Yeah. That's not even a good defender. So like it really doesn't make sense to me why he's not just crossover and go by him. Like there's not many people that can stay in front of Ben Simmons.
He's not 6'10", 200 something.
That's my same problem with PG. Like,
because that man knows he's gonna get fouled and he cannot hit the free throws. He does not want to go to the line.
I forgot he can't hit free throws.
He does not want to go to the line.
I mean, he's a 69% free throw shooter. That's not terrible. That's not
terrible in the playoffs. It's been terrible.
Yeah, they gonna hack him.
But still, that's still a.
He started the game like 0 for 4. That shit was horrible.
That's still a plus. That's still a net positive. If Ben Simmons is going to the,
he went out last season and he was averaging like 30-point triple doubles for a cool minute.
Like it's still a net positive if Ben Simmons decides to get aggressive and get to the line. Like it doesn't, because it puts other people in foul trouble.
Yeah, and also him just attacking the rim more consistently opens up the court for everyone else. Exactly. Because when he has the ball, like him, even off ball motion with him, because he kind of, when he's not out there being aggressive on offense, he's stopping, he's slowing, he's fucking up the flow of the offense. Like when George Hill's out there or like another guard is out there and he's not the primary playmaker, he's just kind of taking up space.
Exactly. It's like I'm watching.
He just kind of like gets pulled into like a role player thing, and then because of that, and that's what happens when he ends up either being the third or the fourth option on offense, and he ends up finishing with like 9 shots.
Exactly. He finished game 2 with like 3 shots, and like you want to play within an offense, but you're still like one of the best players in the, like you are an all-star. Like why are you not?
And they lost game 2, right?
Nah, they won game 2. They won game 2, but it's still like you shouldn't be taking 3 shots regardless of what you're like. You're still Ben Simmons at the end of the day. Like you're an all-star, so like you should at least get up 10. Like who is gonna tell you not to?
Doc Rivers gotta chill out with those all bench lines.
Oh my god, I'm tired of
that. To me, I think they would have won game 1 if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They got getting back to his free throws. To me, the worst thing that happens is that you just get to practice your free throws the entire game. Just go, nigga. It don't matter. They get put in the bonus, and then all you do is you just get them fouls.
You put it, and he's playing with Embiid, like the #1 foul merchant. So like you can, if you get your team in the bonus, Embiid's going for 50. Like he could benefit them so much if he just decided to stay aggressive. But I don't know. He just decides that he wants to stand in dunker spot while Embiid gets double teamed. Like
it's in the post.
Like this shit, it don't make no damn sense. But
nah, like that's ridiculous too, because it'll be like points in time where he stands in the dunker spot, right? And Embiid will be on the other block. What are you doing?
Like, man,
you're letting Embiid's man able to help over comfortably because he knows you're not gonna dive. You know,
let that man play point.
Basketball spacing right there.
That's that.
He need to start making free throws.
That and those, bro.
He needs to up his shot tendency.
Not even a 3-pointer yet, but if he get a good fadeaway or like a midi, it's over.
Nah, he need a 3-pointer. He need a 3-pointer and a pull up.
Just take the free throw way more than 3-pointer.
To be honest,
he does.
I don't even care if he makes them shits. Just shoot it, nigga.
Exactly.
Bro,
no, not Giannis. He need to be on his Russ. He need to be on his Russ. He needs to be on his Russ. Cause no, the problem with Giannis is nobody is still afraid of Giannis shooting. That's the problem. Like nobody cares if he takes a shot, but he got to be like Russ, where it's like he gonna brick, but we still got to guard him out there, cause he might make it.
He might make it if he gets hot. It's over.
Exactly. So
I know they've been eliminated, but like it's so funny too because it's like Russ will miss shots in the clutch, but you still guard him. But you still guard him because like, we've seen him make threes, even though he's not a good 3-point shooter, except for his MVP. We've seen him make clutch threes.
Exactly. So that's all you need Ben Simmons to be able to do. Like just give him Russ type of attraction or whatever, and then you open up the whole offense.
Right. And obviously don't do it to the detriment like Russ does, but you know, just more willing to take shots will benefit this team so much more.
Exactly.
8 times a game with that form, no one will even play up at all.
Like I'm really not worried about Giannis making threes, bro. Cause Giannis come with the court just like his shot's so damn slow. He gotta lean back and lean forward.
Nah, his shooting coach needs to be arrested for
That shit is
both of those shooting coaches need
trash.
to be fucking arrested, bro.
Because I swear to you, Giannis is like when he was like younger.
It was
shooting
fluid.
It was never this bad.
Oh, it was
never
fluid.
this bad.
And I understand, like they talk about like
Picture him mid-form, bro. That shit is nasty.
they be talking about like
He'd be
his
sitting down halfway through a shot.
they be talking like his muscle growth or whatever, but like his placement, hand placement, it's just not fluid. Like his shot just trash.
I'm convinced that this like I know it sounds funny, but it feels like Giannis don't even be like working on like shooting and shit in the offseason.
Like
weights with his brother.
Bro, like what the hell?
They just
like
go back to Greece and just lift weights, bro.
Like what does he do? Damn, what happened to the bot?
There's no way.
There's no way. This shit said fail to join. Anyways, I have the backup recording. I got the backup recording. It's fine. We good.
Okay, sorry. Anyway.
We straight.
I would say there's no way we been talking like this.
What were we talking about?
Now, what were you
talking about?
Oh man, what the hell does he work on in the off season? Like he had 3 off seasons to get a decent jump shot. Okay, he didn't do that. He could get post moves. Didn't do that. He still doesn't have handles. He can't cross over when somebody jabs right.
I will say this though, is Giannis is definitely, especially in this series, right, would be his most effective when he's in the post, but instead he wants to do little like dribble crossovers at the free throw line and then take 3 steps back and then just charge at the rim and then get shut down by Blake Griffin.
That shit is trash.
That's also Coach Bud though. That's also Coach Bud's game plan.
That is one thing.
That shit is so trash.
It's not even Giannis' fault because Giannis should be playing center.
No, I'm convinced. No, I'm convinced because at the beginning of the game they were using Drew as a point guard and actually having Giannis come off screens. But then I was watching the game and I'm like, Giannis is playing center, right? He's actually having center minutes. And so like he's coming off, so Drew's coming off the screen, right? He lobbed it to Giannis. Giannis fumbles it. I was like, okay. Drew does it again. He passes it. It's like a little dump down. Giannis fumbles it again. I'm like, okay, so it's not just nervousness. This man really doesn't have hands. So like he can't even play center. Cause he can't catch a ball. Like I'm convinced. Like he can't catch a ball off the screen and a roll. And so like, yeah, we want him to have center minutes, but like if he can't get a damn drop down and dunk a ball, like how do you want him to play center?
I think the issue is like this isn't something they've been doing all year.
That's true.
Even though they should have been. And I think the bigger thing that's actually hurting them is by not running Giannis at center. Now Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin on defense was the concern, was like, okay, well, Blake's not going to be able to play center in this series because he can't play defense, right? Well, Giannis deciding not to be 7 foot this series and take jack up threes with that shooting form has allowed Blake Griffin to be on the court. And as we've seen on the offensive side of the ball, he's not the all NBA guy he was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But he still has it, you know?
Yeah.
And he's been lighting him up. Yeah. He's been lighting him up.
Dunking on folks.
It's not good.
Going back to Drew real quick. Yeah. We all love Drew, right? This is the Drew fan club here.
Yeah.
That man has been atrocious scoring the ball. Yes. On offense. He has been atrocious this year.
It's really been surprising too because I didn't expect this out of him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially against the Nets.
He's being used wrong. So I can't even blame him for like just like the shots he's getting. Like the shots he's getting, like, yeah, they're open shots, but like he's just like not comfortable with them. Like he's somebody who likes to get down, drive to the lane, finish left hand. Like that's not like that's his game.
Hey, and going back to Giannis, he can't catch and like play center probably, but just putting him at center will come a lot more open shots. Like a lot more open shots.
Throw him into the post. Play him into the post. Because Giannis's gravity, even if he doesn't really have the best hands, just putting him into in the post and getting post touches for him. Yeah. That the gravity that will bring, because compared to Blake Griffin guarding Giannis on the perimeter, compared to him guarding him in the post is way different.
Yeah.
Right. That's and especially because the Bucks have shooters. That's ideal. I really don't understand why Giannis isn't operating out of the post, especially those minutes where it's PJ Tucker and Giannis in the game at the same time. Put him in the post.
Yeah.
And Giannis isn't a bad passer.
Same team next year, so they got to work on that pick and roll with Drew.
Yeah.
Right, because they literally can't. this is their team for what, 2 years?
They better walking into the whole
2 years.
They better work on it.
I mean,
entire season.
So, and
time to move off the Brook Lopez center stuff.
Yep.
It's time to move off Coach Bud. That's what they got.
Yep.
Oh,
my suggestion.
Was like Terry Stotts.
I said they should get Dan and Tony.
I was thinking about that.
I think that would be.
D'Antoni's bringing 58 wins going to the second round at the very least.
I think because he will at least try to make Giannis into something good offensively, more offensively.
Because
He's making you
worry about because D'Antoni doesn't worry about defense, but that's already a defensive team.
I don't.
They all you know.
They're three best players.
The Rockets, they
were
like 67 wins. They were 60 defense. So like.
I was just about to say that Rockets team had defense because it was Chris Paul, Trevor Ariza when he was still good.
Yeah, the Rockets team was. The thing is, the Rockets team was good defensively. Like I don't like as much as we like to joke on D'Antoni for like being a bad coach defensively. Like he can coach good defenders, and that's what the Bucks have.
This team has good players.
This team has good
defense that he likes. They could play
the
defense.
Giannis, what's his name? Drew, Chris. These are very good defenders.
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo is solid.
So like he
hope that either Brook Lopez will be back up or he won't be there next season.
He has a group of like if you bring in an offensive minded coach who can actually create an offense that works in the postseason for Giannis, because I think he's gonna have to get more creative than ISO ball for Giannis. So like you're gonna actually see him using his brain instead of just like telling him to ISO for 12 seconds and then kick out. So we're gonna have like the offense will be way better and more fluent because D'Antoni's like he's a good coach. Like he shouldn't be a
question for fucking Giannis anyway. I
like,
don't know why they.
Yeah, and because really the only team that can get away with ISO ball is the Nets, and that's because they have probably the three best isolation players in the world. You want like what somebody was saying, it was like when the Bucks are beating themselves by playing ISO ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, like they got that nigga.
You got this advantage. Like you can attack these guys as not good defenders, and you're settling for threes.
Like
there's no bad threes too.
What'd you say? What'd you say? The Clippers, the Clippers could definitely run ISO. Bro, I was watching.
Game, but they for sure run
the whole game.
I was watching. I was in my crib. I was after game 1. I was crying in the crib. I was watching old PG highlights on the Thunder.
He was crying.
And I wasn't really. I was joking. I'm joking. It was a joke. It was a joke. Anyways, I had my feet kicked up. I was crying. I was like, damn. And I was watching Paul George, smoothest player in the league, the 2-minute 41-second compilation, and it's just him. Just straight ISO. And I was watching him. He was like, it was one play. It was one sequence where like he gets a steal on KD. And then he comes down the other end, just crossover, tween, step back in KD's mouth. And I was like, damn. And then I really started crying. I was like, man, what happened to this?
I imagine Tough in his room, like that one video, Lil B the bass guy, be like when he making that rap song.
Man, that real music.
Yeah, he got a tissue over his face, man.
I promise you,
imagine that, but like in his room is just a bunch of PG posters. And that's it, man.
I want to slap
that LeBron video.
Yeah, exactly. Like that LeBron
posters of
jerseys and
you got the shoe collection everywhere. Right there.
I was really like, damn, what happened to this man? Like, he hit that. It was so clean too.
Highlights, man.
But he was shooting over KD. Like you don't see that.
Jersey, bro. Sick.
But he just defended KD on the other end. He shut him down, got a steal, and then he shot over KD. I was like, man, damn. Man, I'm about to tear up. What was he talking about?
That man is hurt.
I want to talk about. Fuck, I keep dying at Batman, bro. Anyway,
play Batman Arkham.
Sweet. You sweet.
I said at the beginning of the episode, I was right about the series. I know a lot of us had the Nets coming out, but I said that like y'all, like a lot of people try to tell me like, well, they got Giannis, they got Drew, you know, KD and Kyrie and Harden, they're gonna be able to get slowed down. They don't even got Harden and KD.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that. We haven't even talked about the most important part. The Nets are doing this without Harden.
Without their best player.
I said it. I swear to God, I said it before the series started. I was saying it mid-season. KD is the best. Oh, he's the best hooper on the planet, bro. And they was like Giannis.
That's a lot of
defensive player of the year. Giannis got this. Giannis got that. Giannis can't guard KD though, bro. So this whole little thing they got going. This whole little thing they got going with like people think they gonna come back because they won one game. Like, no, dude, KD is probably gonna come out. I swear. Do they play tonight? They play tonight tomorrow?
Nah, tomorrow. Ball was sounding.
I promise.
The only reason the Bucks won that game was because Harden.
I'm gonna slide on FanDuel for the first time, and I'm gonna ask my mom, can I use her card? And I'm gonna bet 1,000 on KD dropping 50. Let's do it.
Hey,
Ball sounding like you know the Love Sosa intro. And that's how Bob was sounding. He's like, man, they talking about KD. KD ain't about this. KD ain't about that. You really?
So I'm gonna leave, and I promise you, I'm gonna call my mom, and I'll be like, "Ma, can I use your card?" She's gonna ask me for what, and I say, "Ma, I gotta slide on FanDuel, Ma." And she gonna ask me what FanDuel is, and I say, "Ma, I got to bet on KD." She gonna be KD. I swear, I say we gonna win the money, and I swear we gonna win 1,000, cause I promise, bro, KD finna come out and drop 50. He finna shut all these people up and say why he the best player on the planet. That's all I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the rest of the series.
KD ain't about that. KD ain't about this, man.
He was about that.
No, I swear to God. Like, no, I like KD is really the best on the planet. But I don't want to talk about that for too long. We talk about them not having Harden. You have to take it off.
KD ain't a real hitter. KD really do this.
KD ain't this. KD ain't that. Y'all don't live with him. Y'all don't live with him. Y'all say he not with this and them. Y'all say he not want to learn running them. Y'all don't live with him, bro. He the best ever. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Put it the KD propaganda.
That boy different, yo. But
spin that KD propaganda.
Yeah, they don't got Harden, and they still gonna win in 5. So Nets at 5.
I believe it.
Is that all of the series?
Nah, we didn't talk about Suns.
Oh, we got Nets. We got Nuggets and Nets.
Suns giving them niggas to work. Long dicky.
I don't know.
Y'all no lose for me on that series. But.
They the Suns the most balanced team. That's about all I could.
They're good. I've seen a little bit of it. Is like in some of these games it'll be like I think it was in game 1. It was close for the first 2 quarters, I think.
That's been every game.
The games just get out of hand.
Suns,
like I said before, they don't got the Nuggets don't got the firepower with their guys.
The one thing that has kind of irked me in this series though is even though I really fuck with Chris Paul, bro, is he's out there front running. The Suns will be up by 18, and this nigga's out here doing like fadeaway mid ranges against like bums.
Like No.
Taken to that spot.
No. Because that only happened in like game 1, but even then I was like, because I watched like.
He was doing that in game 3 too.
I watched like I've watched most of the games like, and I paid attention to most of them except for game 3, but like at the end like the momentum was swinging when CP3 started doing like the pulling up over bums and shit like that. The momentum was swinging though, like. So like he stopped all that.
They're already up to like 15.
Yeah, but like he's
already switched.
I want to see him doing that. I want to see him going crazy when it's a 4-point game.
But that's what he was doing. Like in game 1 or not game 1, game 2 or something. Game 2 and all that. Like he was
game 1 and 2. I think he only had 1 turnover.
Yeah, but I think like even as much as like I know people are like slandering him heavy or like either praising him too much, but like I think he's just like he's managing those games. Like every time they're up 10, but like you can lose a 10-point lead quick. So like he'll just go on a little run by himself.
He's got to do that the whole game if they want to beat.
He's averaging 18 and 11 in this series, by the way, for these first 3 games. He's been playing really well. Big shout out to Devin Booker.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
27 points in this series, 26 and a half.
Shout out Mikal Bridges,
the best basketball of his career.
He's been hooping too.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Jokic, MVP.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Clap it up for him. Clap it up.
Hey, I don't even want to cut us off too much, but that game for the start. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. We gonna talk about All NBA? We gonna talk about All NBA? Like all the leaks? The leaks?
It didn't come out yet though.
Hey,
no, but the leaks.
Oh, no.
Hey, but the Nuggets could be doing way much better. Those role players are so
wait,
ass right
hold on.
now. They could be doing way much better.
I just got reminded of something. The All NBA is about to come out, and we don't even know who the Rookie of the Year is.
But y'all see the All NBA leaks though? Did y'all see those? I don't know, cause like they're so garbage. Like I thought it was fake, but it might be real. Cause they had Jimmy.
Nah, if it's real, we can talk about that next episode. Cause I don't want to get up here and talk about no fake.
Oh yeah, true.
Just one last thing before we get out of here. Jokic, even though his team is playing very poorly outside of him, Game 3, nearly 50% from the field, 32, 20, and 10.
Yeah, he can't.
On his MVP.
Yeah, he's elite. He's elite.
On his MVP now.
G sneaks up on my feet because I'm elite.
Because I'm elite. They call me JB because I'm coming with.
Yeah.
Man, let me stop.
Okay.
If you enjoy episode 3 of the Hands 5 podcast, man, hit the like button, whatever. Y'all
Yes, sir.